Have you thought of buying a trailer out of a box? This is the Haulmaster 2,000 pound capacity trailer from Harbor Freight, and it arrives in a box. Well, let me be clear. It arrives in about 6 to 8 boxes, depending on what you're getting. Now, we got a couple of additional accessories, but for the most part, a few boxes will show up, or you can pick it up at your Harbor Freight, and you put it together. Now, the genius of this lies in a couple of things. Number one, if you look at this closely, it may look like a bunch of unistrut, and it does look just like unistrut. A few differences there as far as the holes and maybe even the sizing. I'm not sure. Haven't measured that. But anyway, you bolt this thing together, and it's a pretty sturdy trailer. We have not got the deck on this yet. I really wanted to show all this, show you kind of the bones of it before putting the decking on. But as you'll notice in our video, we're probably starting the time lapse now, putting this thing together. It goes together extremely well. And everything is accounted for, meaning everything, every nut, screw, bolt that you will need will be in the boxes, down to zip ties, down to the wiring holders for the zip ties that adhesively go on and hold everything in place. All the wiring's there. The butt connectors are on the wires. And also I was very surprised at the amount of detail as well as the quality in those connectors as well, so that they'll be weatherproof or at least weather tight.
I will say that I'm quite impressed with this trailer in a box. It will be a little bit intimidating as you're taking things out, but things start to really make sense. And the things they have to really make this much easier on you, like these trailer stands. These are literally to put your trailer together once you get kind of the box frame started. You put these stands on and it literally lifts it off the ground, where you can build the rest of it off the ground. Here's a lot of the pieces. Everything seems to be marked. Like that says cross member, and then you see everything on here, even the packaging. That's why I left these smalls in the packaging. There are a lot of smalls, and I'm sure that's going to kind of slow you down. There's the axle, even your fenders, your wheels. I mean, everything is marked, even down to the bolts and lock nuts and wiring, and even reflectors as well as the lights. I mean, very impressed with this. They even give you a certificate so that you can actually title the trailer depending on your state and what they require. You can take this down and hopefully make that very easy. I'm assuming it has the weight and everything else. Yeah, GVRW on there, 2,700 pounds. So yeah, pretty cool that everything seems to be included. Of course, we'll let you know if there is something missing. We're about to start right here, and a lot of this GoPro footage will kind of speed up, but I will say this is supposed to be kind of the heart of the trailer. I shouldn't say the heart of the trailer, but kind of the magic into putting this together. These are what they're calling their, I forget what they're calling it, some kind of T-nut or something like that. But anyway, let's get started.
Now, while it does look like unistrut, there's a lot of engineering that's gone into this to allow this to be bolted together and it not just be unistrut that you buy at the hardware store and try to go welding or bolting things together with just some bolts and nuts that you find on the shelf somewhere. The magic in putting this unistrut together, in addition to some of the corners and things that they give you, is the T-nut. At least I'm calling it a T-nut. But it's this little thing right here that enables you to put this in the unistrut. I'm calling it unistrut, sorry about that. Turning this a quarter turn and then being able to bolt all your accessories, all of your different appendages, all of your different supporting brackets and everything into this. Just about everything bolts into this, and you get a good, secure connection on this.
So these are what they're calling their rail nuts, and you leave this piece of plastic on there and they go on really simply. They just lay in there like that, and then you turn them 90 degrees. And don't worry about perfect placement just yet, because once you get them in there, you can slide these around. Then you just get you a little line-up tool like a #1 Phillips or punch or whatever, and then you can line it up with the holes and get those lined up. But again, that's how they go on. Very simple. Something I want to point out that's not necessarily confusing, but you'll see here, this says front side rail frame with harness hole. And if I turn this over, this says front side rail frame. So these are both fronts. And by the way, there's 4 fronts and there's 4 rear. There is only 1 front side rail and 1 rear side rail with
a harness hole. Well, all of these have holes at the end, but there's only one with a harness hole, which is right there. So if we flip these over, we'll see just one at the end, one at the end, harness hole, and right here, just one at the end. So just make sure that you're placing the one with the harness hole. This is what they're meaning, not the hole at the end, but right here, that's the one they're meaning. So make sure you place it in a specific place as they show you in the directions, both on the front and on the back. So you can see that I've got these run down with an impact wrench really quick, not hard, just where it started impacting. And then you want to make sure that your seam is lined up with the point of that triangle that you can see through right there. Just line up the ones you can. As I mentioned, just take a little screwdriver and line that up till it's nice and straight. And then get the ones started that you can. Some of them you may not be able to get started, but don't cross thread them yet. Just get the ones started you can, and then we'll come back and use a little leverage like that one right there. Doesn't seem to line up very well. We'll get the rest of these started and come back and get those stragglers. And like this one here is being a little bit of a pistol, so I'm just going to line that up the best I can. Pry on it just a little bit. And then, again, make sure it starts clean before you run an impact on it. Well, this is pretty self-explanatory. We just put on these, basically these temporary stands with a couple of the rail nuts and a couple of the bolts and washers and lock washers on all four corners. And then we can set this thing down on the ground and get to work on it. These are all four the same corner brackets. They're just orientated different. One's, two of them are left hand and two of them are right hand corners. All you do is basically flip the center one here. These are 1/4 inch bolts and lock nuts. I didn't tighten them real tight because the holes are kind of sloppy, so I'm assuming that we may have to move it. So I've just got it to where I can, back it off just a touch with a 7/16 inch wrench and move that around if we need to. Make sure on the front rails and the rear rails, you are replacing the flat washer with these big square washers. I didn't do it on the front. We'll go and replace them one by one. I did want to mention something here on the rear rails. This is a one-piece unit. It's got a little piece of sheet metal welded on it, and it's got this offset groove here, and I was worried because the instructions didn't say which way to put up, blah, blah, blah. Well, this bracket will only go one way. So basically, that's how you know is your left and right-hand bracket will only go one way in there. So don't stress about that. Just get it together. Now, the deck sizing on this is 5 by 10. It's 5 feet wide and 10 feet long. It does not come with the decking. So they recommend 5/4 inch wood and 6 inches wide. So you're going to buy 10 of those pieces to go 60 inches wide. And again, right at 10 feet deep. I think it's like an 1/8 inch less that you'll need to cut off if you're buying 10-foot pieces of decking. But they even include sorry about that, the drill tip screws for the decking that goes into the metal cross members as well. So again, every detail thought of. Now, let me just give you a little idea. I did this by myself. I purposely wanted to do that. You saw a few helpers kind of wander through the shop, but they didn't do much helping. Anyway, this took me most of a day to put together. Now, that was me reading the instructions, bolting things together, messing with cameras and GoPros and things like that. So again, a better part of a day to do this. Now, if I had to do it again and I had a sufficient helper, we could probably knock this thing out in a couple to 3 hours to have it done from tip to tail. And we're talking everything: the tires, the wheels, the axles, the fender wells, the lighting, the wiring, all of that is included in the boxes, and all of it pretty sufficient detail in the instructions. You may have to read over it a few times, but I will say there's no translation issues in the instructions. You will absolutely read it absolutely fine. You won't be confused by anything. If you read English, it sounds exactly like somebody wrote it in English and it's not a translation. Now let's go over a few details of the trailer during install and after. This will give you a little closer look at how this is put together, and the cross members as well as the frame rails here are made of this unistrut type material. And as you can see, your different accessories, your braces and everything just bolt right to it. Now, honestly, this looks a little undone, if you will, but what comes with it is closure strips, if you will. I've already cut a couple of pieces right here. Didn't get that angle exactly right, but pretty close, and actually got them tapped into place. You can push them in with your hand or take a rubber hammer, either way. So I've got a couple of the closures on there. This actually just kind of finish that off, and you can easily pull those back off if you need to. And then put those back on when you're finished. And that's going to give it a much cleaner look. But you can see even down to the LED lights right here, the indicators, the amber indicators on the front corner. We have red indicators on the rear corners, and then red rear stop and turn signal lights, as well as tail lights. Now this is a trailer light tester that I made out of a pack out box, I don't know, sometime last year, and have a full video on that, by the way, if you're interested. Got it powered by an M12 battery in there, and you'll see here, I haven't tested these lights yet. Right here I have a 7-pin port, and so I'm just going to use my adapter down to a 4-pin. Take our cord here, plug that in. I've got a power button, so let's power this up, and then we have tail lights, left turn, right turn, and we really don't have reverse lights on this because this is for testing 7-pin, like RV plugs, things like that, trucks. We don't have a brake either, but we can check the tail lights as well as the brake lights, which is also the turn signals as well. So we'll go ahead and turn on the tail lights, which should run the running lights as the front ambers. Excellent, so those are working. And back on the back, we can see the red running lights are on as well as the tail lights. Now let's put on the brake lights and see how that works. Yes, so we got the brighter brake lights, our clear lamp or white lamp for our tag to go on there, and that will illuminate the tag so we can easily see it. So we'll go ahead and turn off our lights, turn off the power. I'll give you a little tip here. There are several ways that you can cut these. You can cut it with a razor blade, or you can take some shears. This was using like a razor shear cutter, and you can still see there's some little bit of damage you can see. And this is just using a miter saw, so it works out very, very well. If you have a small miter saw, use it. Cuts a nice clean cut. Now there's a couple of different ways to cut this. You can cut it nice and square on the ends, like this one right here. Just cut straight through. And you can see where these braces and things come in, where these tongues kind of bend over. The closest you're going to be able to get that is right there. Well, that still kind of doesn't have the best look to me. I think it can be done better. Pop that out, and you can see right here, I just took a 45 miter on my miter saw and beveled that inside piece. And now that has a nice closure on the ends. In fact, I need to trim that just a touch more. It's still sticking out at the end. And do yourself a favor, get a rubber mallet so you're not bruising your hand. And now that has a nice, cleaner look, kind of bevels right in to those ends. And that gives a lot cleaner look to the trailer when you get all those closure strips in. There, it just looks a lot cleaner than with those struts being open. Now, pricing for the Haulmaster 5x10 trailer is right at $1,000. It's $999, I think 99 cents. Now that comes with just the trailer. Of course, it comes everything: wheels, tires, axles, wiring, everything. It does not come with the ramps. The ramps are additional. The rear stabilizer jacks, those are additional as well. And then there's also a ramp holder, which will actually bolt up underneath the backside of the trailer, so they will slide in, put a pin in it, and it will hold those. Now we have that, and we'll be adding that here pretty soon. And we added the 2 stabilizer jacks. Now the stabilizer jacks, I believe they're $20 a piece. So it'd be $40 if you wanted both. And that's going to help you if you're loading a lawnmower or something like that and you don't have it hooked up to your car or hooked up to your truck. Then you can put those stabilizer jacks down, drive that mower up, and it's not going to tip the trailer up, as well as walking up and down or whatever you're doing. The ramps, they run $99. They're 2,000-pound ramps. They're built very well. So really nice, solid ramps for 99 bucks. And then the ramp holder that goes underneath, that's also $99 as well. So all those additional accessories, You can get even more accessories for it, like you can even get rails that go all the way around the outside. I'm not sure how much those are. And they will continue to add on to the list of accessories to bolt onto this trailer. If you're interested, check it out at harborfreight.com. Also, you can check it out at your own Harbor Freight also, again, for $1,000. Let us know what you'd like to see added to this trailer. Also, keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And by all means, if you hated our video, well, give us a thumbs down, but let us know in the comments why. Have a great day and keep smiling.